Hello everyone. Hope all of you are fine and doing well. Um, Today's video I'll be speaking about sonnet number 34 by Edmund Spenser. So let's begin this video. Edmund Spenser was born in London in 1552 and he died in 1599. Little is known about his early life. He was one of the eminent Elizabethan sonnetteers. His fame chiefly rests on his sonnet sequence known as Amoretti. 88 sonnets are here in the sonnet sequence. The sonnet sequence Amoretti was published in 1595. The sonnets in Amoretti articulate his profound love, devotion, and sincerity for his wife and beloved Elizabeth Boyle. In Spenserian sonnets, the typical rhyme scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD, and the final couplet is EE. And the structure of the sonnet, if I particularly focus on the structure, the sonnet has three quatrains. Quatrain means a unit of 4 lines and final couplet. So all the sonnets in the sonnet sequence Amoretti has the same pattern, three quatrains and finally the final couplet. In sonnet number 34 by Edmund Spenser, you will notice a tonal shift, and this tonal shift is very much remarkable throughout this sonnet. The tone of the poetic persona shifts from despair to hope, from pessimism to optimism. The sonnet 35 delineates a rupture in his relationship with his lady love and wife, Elizabeth Boyle. Quite interestingly, if you notice the sonneteering tradition in the Elizabethan England, you will be able to understand that love has a heightened position in the sonnet sequence. Almost all the sonneteers, be it Shakespeare, be it Philip Sidney, be it Petrarch, all of them, they have elevated love. And in this sonnet 34 also, Edmund Spenser has delineated a particular form of love which is very much similar to divinity. So here we find the notion of divinization of love in the sonnet sequence, which helps us to render the feeling of passion and devotion. And in the sonnet, particularly, the poetic persona, Edmund Spenser, tries to articulate his lovelorn solitary psychological state, who has been separated from his love. Love appears to be the guiding force that shapes, designs, and creates human destiny in the sonneteering tradition of the Elizabethan England. Now let's read the sonnet. I'll be explaining line by line. I'll try to provide a simple meaning, simple English simplified version of the sonnet. Then I'll be exploring critical aspects related to the sonnet number 34 by Edmund Spenser. So let's read the sonnet together. Sonnet number 34. Like as a ship that through the ocean wide by conduct of some star doth make her way. So in the sonnet, the poet is comparing himself, his lovelorn state, as a ship lost in the vast wide open ocean. By conduct of some star doth make her way. Here, the conduct of some star means here the strong belief in astrology comes. It is believed in the Elizabethan England that some kind of misfortune is resulted from the miraculous working of a particular star. So the astronomical belief of the age has been reflected in the line. So the poet is particularly mentioning the fact that the ship basically has lost its way in the vast ocean because it is the working of a particular malicious star. As a result, he is wandering aimlessly alone in the vast sea. Whence a storm hath dimmed her trusty guide, out of her course doth wander far astray. It means when a storm rages fully in the ocean, now ultimately the storm causes the difficulty for the ship, and as a result, the ship is likely to lose its way in the vast ocean. And now the next line is, so I whose star that owned with her bright ray me to direct with clouds is overcast. Now here, clearly try to understand, the poet is trying to establish three metaphors. First metaphor is ship. The metaphor of the ship is for his lovelorn, lonely state, losing the love of his beloved. Next metaphor is the storm. The storm is actually the symbol of life. And very significantly in the next line, when he talks about the guiding star or the bright ray or the light, it means the beloved or the love. Here, love is being compared to the bright star or the north star. So he is saying, so I whose star that owned with her bright ray me to direct with clouds is overcast. The poet is saying, I am guided by the star whose bright ray, bright light always shows me the proper direction. Now I am unfortunate because I am not getting her direction. So, in simple English, if I translate this line, it would mean that the poet is losing the favor and love of his beloved. As a result, he is wandering aimlessly, and now he is wandering cluelessly, aimlessly. So, the lovelorn life is being compared to a ship without any direction. Is this clear? Next line is, do wander now in darkness and dismay. So, leaving a particular leaving a particular vantage point, the ship is wandering aimlessly in the vast tempestuous ocean, and now it is wandering in darkness and in dismay. Through hidden perils round about me passed, and in the sea all the hidden dangers, all the difficulties are there, and the poet is surrounded by all the difficulties, all the misfortunes of life. Yet hope I well that when this storm is past, my Helios, the lodestar of my life, will shine again and look on me at last. See the tonal shift. From despair to hope, from pessimism to optimism, the poet clearly journeys, and it is ultimately the optimism which is strongly grounded for his faith in love and his ability to believe that love is the panacea. With the help of love, he will be able to overcome all the difficulties of life. See, in this line, he is saying, yet hope I well. So, amidst all this despair, misfortune, all these tragic incidents, he is hoping that the storm will be over someday. He will be able to overcome the stormy days of life. My Helios, the lodestar of my life. The word Helios has a French origin. In English, Helios means a propeller, revolving propeller within a ship, which makes the ship move. So my Helish, by the word my Helish means his love, lady love, who actually will be able to drive away the impasse, the stagnant situation in his life. And he calls his beloved the lodestar of my life. Here the word lodestar is synonymous with the word polestar or the north star. Will shine again and look on me at last. He believes that ultimately the storm will be superseded, and again the bright star will shine forth on him, and he will be able to find the proper direction. Here the symbolic meaning is that the poet ultimately will be able to win the favor of his lady love, and again he will be able to reunite with her. With lovely light to clear my cloudy grief, till then I wander, careful, comfortless. So he is saying that again the light of love will shine again on him, and he will be able to clear all the grief, all the dismay, all the despondency of his life. Till then, until that time, I wander, careful, comfortless. So he will be wandering aimlessly as a comfortless, as a hapless individual. in secret sorrow and sad pensiveness. So until and unless his beloved forgives him and returns back to him, he will be wandering aimlessly as a lost sheep amidst the vast ocean, and ultimately the love of the beloved will wash away, will drive away all the agonies, all the troubles, all the pinpricks of life. So far, I think I have been able to give you a clear, simple English summary of the poem. Now let me focus on the theme. The theme of the sonnet is the poet's absolute faith in his love and the firm conviction that his beloved would forgive him and eventually they will be able to reunite. He employs metaphors to describe life as a tumultuous sea. The ship metaphor, as I have already reiterated, is carefully applied to describe his aimless, loveless, and pensive life. The beloved is passionately being compared to the guiding star. By the word guiding star, one can mean North Star or the Pole Star, which helps the navigator to determine the exact direction amidst the vast, tumultuous sea. The very idea of comparing love as the guiding star makes me allude to Shakespearean sonnet number 116. I think all of you are very familiar with the sonnet number 116. Let me note to the marriage of true minds. Remember? In the sonnet, there is a particular line. Shakespeare writes, "It is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken." Here, the poetic persona strongly affirms the fact that love is a fixed mark, it can never change. It is like the lighthouse that actually sends clear signals to the ships which are wandering aimlessly amidst the tempestuous sea. So, in the sonnet also we find the same analogy where love is being compared by Edmund Spenser to a bright star, to a helix that actually guides and designs and directs the way of the navigator. And ultimately the final theme of the sonnet is very interesting. The final theme of the sonnet is very interesting because the poet ultimately talks about the necessity to return to the shore. The necessity to return to the shore means the finality or the certitude with which he will be able to proclaim his love to his beloved. I think all of you have been able to understand the sonnet in a new light from my interpretation. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and please comment below on which topic you want me to make my next video. Stay tuned and keep on watching. Bye bye.